My name is Marsha Guenzler-Stevens, and I direct the Adele H. Stamp Student Union Center for Campus Life. And I usually don't dress this way, but today is a special occasion. Now, if it were really what we think it is about to be on Monday, I would be doing rehearsal with all of the senior marshals getting ready for graduation. But we won't be having graduation like we normally do. My friend, Bob Infantino, Associate Dean of the College of Computer, Mathematical, and Natural Sciences, and I are the student marshals. So what we'd be doing in just about 10 days is herding all of the graduates of 2020 at Xfinity to get them ready in the parking lot and then into Xfinity for what would be the big, wonderful graduation ceremony. But we won't be out there sweating together, making it happen. So I decided today I was going to celebrate graduation, not just alone in my own home in academic regalia, but I was going to invite some of my friends who are graduating, all people who work in this stamp, who are getting ready for that big magical moment. And I'm going to introduce you to those three graduates, and they're going to represent the thousands of graduates that'll make their way across whatever stage they have at home with family and friends. But let me take a moment to say how proud we are of all of you. We are so proud of all that you've accomplished, all that you've contributed to the University of Maryland. But we are particularly proud of those who've made their way through and into the stamp, not just as engaged student leaders and regulars at our food court, but as people who are employed here. So let me introduce you to my friends. We are so glad to have Anna Scheck here with us. And Anna, tell us about what you've been studying while you've been at Maryland.
Yeah, so during my time here at the University of Maryland, I've been pursuing a double major in international business and supply chain management from the business school.
So for ever since your freshman year, you've been doing something in the stamp. What's that been?
Yes, my freshman year, before school even started, I moved onto campus early just so I could go to orientation for event support. So event support, pretty much in stamp, we set up the chairs and the tables, all the behind the scenes physical labor. And I've been working there this is my fourth year, so.
We are so grateful for you. Hey, Anna, think about this. If you had one fabulous Maryland memory that will always stick with you, even when you're 90 and gray.
I would have to say it would definitely be, I'm an RA as well, so just being with my friends during our RA training would probably be my top highlight. We just bond over everything. We're always together. It's kind of like forced friendship, but I'm so incredibly grateful for all of the friends that I made through that. So that's for sure it.
And we are so grateful that you've been making your mark on students in your residence hall, but also that you've been slinging tables and chairs in the stamp and making your mark on us as well. And I want to introduce you to somebody, because not all people graduating are finishing undergrad degrees. Some are finishing graduate degrees. And I think Kosh Ganesh is an amazing graduate student and a graduate assistant in the stamp. Kosh has been working in our marketing area and doing an exceptional job. Kosh, tell people what you're finishing your degree in.
Of course, I am pursuing my master's in human-computer interaction, which is in the iSchool. And I have been working with STAMP for the last 2 years.
Which is amazing. And what an amazing degree to finish in. So every day you come in the stamp, tell me your favorite place in the stamp when you're in the building.
Oh my gosh, I'd have to say my office. The way Eva, Whitney, and Charlene welcomed me and have had me there. Even before I started school, I was with them in the office and they let me set up my space in the most beautiful way possible. So they let me customize it as much as I could. And I think that's my most favorite place. That was my second home.
That is so fabulous. And Kosh, if you had to think about, the friends you've met in grad school, what will you miss as you all spread out around the globe?
I think one of our favorite memories has been going to the Maryland Dairy in Stamp and just sitting there and reminiscing. That's my favorite spot along with my office. And I think that memory of just sitting there talking about our projects or interviewing someone for my, my school projects, or just sitting there talking about different Stamp memories, I think that's something I'm going to miss a lot.
Oh, that's fabulous. May you get back for ice cream very soon. My next friend I'd like to introduce you to is Dan Laffin. He has been hanging out in the Terp Zone for a very long time. Dan, when did you start working in the Terp Zone?
So I started fall of 2017, so the beginning of my sophomore year.
Yeah. And you are going to finish now a degree in what, Dan?
So I'm a double major in government politics and economics.
We have amazing people in the STAMP, all these double majors and computers and all the rest. Dan, think a little bit about what you've loved about Terp Zone and the people that are there.
Yeah, I mean, the community, not only among our coworkers, but we have a lot of regulars at Terp Zone that come in and they bowl every day, or they're part of the billiards league, and just getting to know them along with working with new and old staff members is really the best part of working down in the basement.
You're not kidding. I wonder if you've had a memory, a sort of a magical moment in your college career that is sort of emblazoned on your brain. You won't forget it.
For sure. At the beginning of my junior year, I was fortunate enough to be asked to host Welcome to the Big Show. So I emceed with one of the football players, the class of 2022, their orientation with the learning all the football cheers and like throwing the t-shirts. And so that was just a really a special moment for me because I love public speaking, I love crowds, and that was great.
Oh my gosh. So Dan, probably at that event, Anna had to bring all the students on her floor to come over to the big show.
Probably, yeah, I would
which
think
is so
so.
fabulous. Hey, one of the things I know is because we won't be together for graduation, you won't have to put your robe on top of that cool Maryland gear, and Kosh won't have to put her robe back on again. Nor will we listen to graduation speakers. But when I'm feeling a little low about that, I listen to graduation speeches. And so I wanted to give you my favorite last lines. And here's what they are. My favorite last line, one of them: hope arises and persists when communities create and believe in new possibilities. If ever there was a line that fits the time we're in, sort of that hope that comes when you don't think you have very much of it, and that it takes a community to create all those new possibilities. And boy, we've done that in the last few months in the STAMP together with our student employees like you, who've really made it possible for us to reach out to people virtually and to help them know we're still here. But the other favorite line, I think, for commencement is always, I don't know what the future holds, but I know who holds the future. And I am convinced that the three of you and all of your classmates will take what's in your hands and in your heart and your heads and do amazing things with it. And I hope you'll come back often to the STAMP and let us know how life is. And that goes for you all, but it also goes for all of you who are graduating. We are so proud of you, so proud of who we have become because of you. Today, you'll get a chance to see some of my colleagues in the STAMP who want to give a big shout out to the class of 2020. And then what follows is a list of all of our students who've worked in the STAMP who are graduating this year. We're as proud as your family, and we wish we could give you a big hug to say just how glad we are that you are ours. Congratulations to the class of 2020 from all your friends at the STAMP.